For this section, we're going to look at adding different objects into a scene using the Asset Browser. So I'm going to go ahead and start out by hiding the grid, and this is in the general settings in the bottom right. It is a toggle that allows you to show and hide the grid, and we're going to go ahead and close that. The next thing I want to do is on the left side, we have a folder with a magnifying glass. It's the second one down. We're going to click on that, and that brings up the Asset Browser. Now, the Asset Browser is segmented into two things. You're able to see all of the project assets, so anything inside of the onboarding level is presented inside of here, and this is a mixture of both assets of meshes and, say, materials. And then you also have a filter up top if you look at that, and you can click on, say, only having the meshes. So if I were to scroll down, you would see that we have different things inside of the scene. Now, to add something into the scene, we're going to go ahead and look at adding this crate. We're going to move into position, and what we do is we project this crate by clicking it into the very center of the screen. So you want to position something in the middle, and then click it once, and you'll notice that then the crate is added into the scene. Likewise, you can also go ahead and set materials, and this is a little bit more intricate, and we're going to do dragging on this. So I want to change the box to, say, have a red outline. And in order to do that, I'm going to click the red, and I'm going to drag it and then move it directly over where the box is. And let's say we have the metal into the inner part, and we're going to do the same thing again. So now we have a completely different box inside of the scene. Now, another thing that we can look at is let's go ahead and move the box. So I'm going to go ahead and select the box, move it into a position that I like so it's not in the way. Let's move it back here. So it's kind of at the start. And what we want to do is add in a coin. So this is a gameplay asset, and this is actually something that exists globally inside of Sceneri. And what we want to do to access a gameplay asset is in the top, you'll see where it says Project Assets in the Asset Browser. We're going to click that drop down, and we're going to click Library Assets. And then inside of the Library Assets, make sure that you have the filter active. We're going to go ahead and select Gameplay. And we have all these different things that are gameplay oriented. And we can add a coin collectible using the same concept of clicking once, adding it in the scene, and then let's move it up. And this automatically adds a coin into your level. So these are the two types of assets that you can move or add inside of a scene to basically have simple gameplay. And the same thing could be true with the flag at the end here, or even the spawn point. This is another thing that is totally set up differently. But as far as the assets themselves, so the coins and the finished flags or the obstacles, you add those directly through the Asset Browser. So if I jump into the scene, you'll see that Jimmy, who is our lovely bunny, is able to run over and collect the coin. So this gives a basic idea of setting up, bringing assets into a scene, changing the materials, adding a coin mechanic, and getting a core game loop into place. So that wraps it up, and we'll probably move into more of the spline and the rotating components as we progress into later videos.